According to 3 law enforcement sources, NBC also now saying 11 people shot. But according to Gilroy City Councilman, one of the Gilroy City Councilmen and a law enforcement official familiar with this investigation, they are now saying 3 have been pronounced dead. And that is a new piece of information for us here at MSNBC. But we're now able to say at least 11 shot, and at the moment, 3 have been pronounced dead. Cedric, to you.
Yes, our hearts and prayers going out to this community tonight, those that have lost their lives and, of course, those that are injured. But as I was saying a moment ago, here we are again in another one of these situations. But there in California, as you'll find across the country, police are going to be relentless in maintaining their position. And if they're still looking for a suspect or other suspects who may have been involved in this tragic event tonight, they will find them. They will locate them. But this is just so unfortunate and so sad that we see images of this again occurring here in our country.
Clint Van Zandt, we are now 3.5 hours in, more or less, into this incident. We're just able to get more pieces of information that NBC News can report on right now. 11 shot. What's new in the last 5 minutes? 3 dead, according to at least 2 sources at the moment at the Garlic Festival there in Gilroy, California. Your thoughts?
Well, right now the thoughts are the individual who did this, individuals who are responsible for this, it sounds like they were just there to create murder and mayhem on almost anyone. The witness descriptions talk about the shooter just basically spraying bullets from what appears to be a semi-automatic rifle, as opposed to some type of grudge or family situation that we see where this could be considered a workplace, and a shooter could go in and has obviously committed an act of violence in the workplace of the people who are there. But did they go in to target a specific individual, or were they just there to kill anybody they could? It sounds like the latter at this time, until the police department gets a better handle on this.
What we're seeing right now on the left-hand side here, Cedric, to you on this, if you can see it, it was a SWAT vehicle of some sort. Again, we're 3.5 hours into this. In terms of the platform of it, for those who are familiar with the vehicles that we often were reporting on in Iraq and Afghanistan, this looks to be that type of in terms of suspension, very much leveled high. At the level of like what we're used to seeing with MRAPs. This vehicle now arriving, or moving at least, very late, or I shouldn't say late, but 3.5 hours in to this incident right now. Not sure what this vehicle is here, Cedric, if you do have a video signal where you're at.
Clearly it appears to be an armored vehicle, but I would assure you that's probably not the only armored vehicle that's going to be on that scene. In operations such as this, when these types of things happen, you're going to see much more equipment that's going to be brought in, because number one, we don't know where this identifiable target may happen to be. We don't know if those subjects have sights on these officers who may be moving through that area trying to secure a scene.
Right.
So you're going to see SWAT teams throughout California who are going to join their partners and bring in all viable resources to try to secure that scene, keep the citizens safe, keep those officers safe until they can identify these subjects. Those armored vehicles are designed for incidents such as this.
Is this bomb disposal, or is this the bomb unit potentially?
It could potentially be the bomb unit. It's kind of hard to tell with the lighting that's out there tonight. But one thing is for certain, you see SWAT written on the back of one of these vehicles, and you're going to see further vehicles like this in and around that entire community throughout the night until this is brought to rest.
And we are just getting some new information as to the number of the victims in this, the casualties. So we're getting this from sources with knowledge of the investigation that 11 people are injured, plus 5 patients taken by civilian vehicles, just driven to St. Marie's Hospital, and at least one of them in critical condition. So it was a scene, just people are wounded. Can't wait for an ambulance. We're just going to move. 5 people did that. 11 others have been transported as well. They have been injured. We don't know exactly of all these. We're talking about the casualties here. How many of them were hit by bullets, trampled by others, ran into something we don't know. But we do have 11 people injured, plus 5 patients taken by private vehicle to St. Mary's Hospital.
We're listening live reporting here, and you see that they're now accessing information from local sources. They're from our affiliate KNTV in Northern California. Gilroy, California, if you're just joining us here on MSNBC, it is 8 p.m. Pacific time, 11 p.m. Eastern. As we watch this breaking story coming out of Northern California, again, this location is a food festival. We got reports of this locally, that this happened right around 5:30. That would then put it about 3 hours ago, a little bit less than 3 hours ago, when the reporting is that there was an active shooter. And that at the latest, we do not have confirmation of any of that here at NBC News, but what we're hearing from local sources, as well as a local affiliate, is that, and you heard from them, that they were saying 11 injured, and again, in terms of where they are in terms of local locations. We also hear, according to the Associated Press, that the local spokeswoman at a hospital there saying that they have at least 5 people hospitalized today from the Gilroy Garlic Festival, that coming in from Santa Clara Valley Medical. In terms of information more than that, we don't have that in terms of their condition. The numbers at the moment in terms of active shooters that were initially associated with reporting coming in around 5:30 to 6 p.m. local time. Again, that would be here Eastern time around 8:30 or 9. We don't know the number. We don't know the type of firearm. We don't know as of yet where and which part of this food festival he was at. Now, this garlic festival is in Gilroy, California. As mentioned, it was about an hour and a half south of San Francisco. The town of Gilroy has less than 50,000 people, but on a 3-day event like this, and Sunday being the 3rd day, this would be not the busiest day. It would also be a day where most of the programming, the demonstrations of different types of dishes, etc., at these different food stands would have ended. According to the Garlic Festival itself, the last scheduled event was 4 p.m. Here we're looking at some live chopper cam pictures on the right-hand side. The Gilroy Police Department, which was the first to put out any information from a Northern California law enforcement agency, did say this, that the hearts of Gilroy Police Department, entire community, go out to the victims of today's shooting at the Garlic Festival. The scene is still active. Now, when they said the scene is still active, this was about 36 minutes ago. And they also say that the reunification point for anybody involved in this is about 10 minutes away, or about, if you were to walk, a good hour. And again, that was about 30, 40 minutes ago that the police department there in Gilroy did put out that piece of information. They also, about 13 minutes ago, did say that a witness line and a family reunification line has been put out. They also are saying, if you did see something today, to please call the number that they have on their Twitter account.